Hello, welcome to what should be called Battle of the Port, because there's only one. This is Power Athlete, also known as Power Moves and Deadly Moves. Power Athlete comes to us from Kaneko, but is actually developed by System Vision, who also developed the Mega Drive version of Samurai Showdown, Shin Oken, otherwise known as Ragganad, on the Saturn, and also Battle Master on the Super Famicom. So they do have experience with fighting games. However, Power Athlete was their first effort. Power Athlete was first released on the Super Famicom on November 27, 1992. The game is a traditional head-on-head fighting game, but unlike most games of its type, the single-player mode is limited to one character, Joe, who is the protagonist of the game. One of the game's most distinctive aspects is the ability to boost Joe's various attributes, such as strength, speed and endurance. Another gimmick is the use of a two-plane fighting area, similar to that of SNK's Fatal Fury series. However, in this game, you don't actually jump from plane to plane, you just kinda slide. Well, as for actual gameplay, well, it's basic to say the least. You have a jump, a jump button, pushing up does nothing in this game, a punch button and a kick button. Blocking is the standard affair of falling back. There's special moves, but to be honest, the game is more fun when you don't use them. Not that it can be much fun with the constant slowdown and even speeding up at times. Graphically, some characters look okay, but others look goofy as hell. The stages can be interesting, but most suffer from pretty poor line scrolling. One interesting point is how the screen fades to monochrome, besides the winning player, at the end of a match. Nice little touch. Overall, this is a pretty bad game, but worth trying just out of interest. About 3 weeks later, on December 11th, 1992, came the Mega Drive version. Just like the Super Famicom version, this is just as janky, but do you know what? I have a feeling this Mega Drive version was the lead development version. The Super Famicom one, apart from looking pretty much identical even down to the colours, seems to be a bit more refined. For example, the stages fade out to monochrome in this version, but then fade to black, which is odd. The slowdown and speed up is still in this version, but possibly worse. The graphical detail when throwing a fireball was touched up in the Super Famicom version. Some music tracks have added sections, such as the speech samples in the bonus room music. The Mega Drive could have easily done that, but it's not here. There are other slight improvements too, such as the sound effects always working. They can sometimes be absent in the Mega Drive version. But at the end of the day, both versions are pretty awful. So as there's only two versions, before we check them out side by side, let's hear the music first. Which do you prefer? And let's take a look at both of those versions of Power Athlete running side by side.